A young guy blew every penny he had on 100 cases of seaweed, planning to fry it up and sell it as a tasty snack. But no matter how he fried it, the stuff came out bitter and astringent. He kept trying different methods, but still couldn't get the flavor right. Now he was out of seaweed, so he had no choice but to sell his beloved computer and gaming console to scrape together enough money for 50 more cases. This was his last shot. He fired up the stove again and kept frying. The splattering hot oil left burns all over his arms and rings of scars. But even after all that, he ran out of seaweed without a single success. Disappointed, he turned around and spotted one last piece of seaweed on the floor. He figured, might as well give it one more try. So he picked it up and tossed it in the pan. This piece came out neither too dry nor too oily. He couldn't wait to taste it. Slightly sweet and delicious. Exactly what he'd been looking for. Finally, it clicked. Seaweed is incredibly salty by nature, so you have to soak it in water before frying. This particular piece had gotten drenched in last night's rainstorm, which had drawn out all the excess salt. That's why it tasted so good. Following the same process, he made a whole batch of seaweed chips. The boy put on his father's old suit and went solo to pitch a food company manager, hoping to get his product on store shelves. But the manager flat out rejected him because his seaweed didn't meet their requirements in terms of packaging size or price point. So he immediately tracked down a design firm and had the owner create new packaging for him. The next day, he returned to the food company with a case of his newly packaged seaweed. The receptionist told him the manager was in a meeting, so the boy sat down and waited all day long. He eventually realized the manager wasn't actually in any meeting. He was just dodging it. Frustrated, the boy gave away all his seaweed to the security guards in the elevator. The following day, an employee on her way to work grabbed a few packs and tried one. She was blown away by how delicious it was. Every time she finished eating, she'd instinctively lick her fingers clean, and she shared it with more and more coworkers. When the manager was heading home for the day, she noticed one last pack on her desk. She took a bite and was absolutely amazed. So the boy got called back to the company. The manager told him his seaweed was exceptionally delicious and that the company planned to stock it in 72,000 supermarkets nationwide. The boy could hardly believe his ears. All his hard work had finally paid off.